I am never going to be over that. Really, really, really.
So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Romancing Solas, a character who Dragon Age fans are very divided on. Some people love him, some people hate him, some people it's both, and some people don't really care about him. But if you're like me, who romanced Solas, fell down a Solavellan hellhole for many years reading fanfiction, looking at fan art, making a Solas account, and having too many pictures of Solas on my phone and laptop, then you can agree or at least understand some of what I'm going to mention in this video. So Solas, who is the Dreadwolf Fanart, is written by Patrick Weeks, who does an amazing job. Besides being my favourite romance, Solas is also one of my favourite characters. But he is also voiced by Gareth David Lloyd, who does an amazing job. I don't know if Solas wasn't voiced by Gareth, would I romance him? Because something about the voice, I don't know what it is, but that's what makes me romance certain characters. Fenris, I'm looking at you. But Dragon Age Inquisition was my intro into the Dragon Age world, and you can bet who I romanced first. Elven God. I love that Solas is especially sassy or sarcastic to the Inquisitor, and even though I don't like what he's saying or I disagree with it, and I always choose the dialogue options to say something sassy back, I'm like, I really like that you're like this, and this is why I'm romancing you. So talking about my first experience romancing Solas, because everyone wants to hear that apparently. Only me talking about it, I guess. My dog, he wants to hear about it. So having no idea about anything of the Dragon Age world, I start up Inquisition, I play an elf, and in the intro scene you meet Solas, I see him, I'm like, ooh, I really like his voice, I really like the way he carries himself. But I'm not sure, like, it's the intro of the game. Do you really pick characters to romance in the intro of the game? Yes. Which is what I kind of did when I saw Cullen. I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. But then it did not go that way. So getting to know Solas more, I really liked his character. I really liked that he was quiet and a loner and an elf. And I like that other companions didn't really like him, or at least made fun of him, because I kind of felt like Solas in a way, just being by myself, and I don't know, maybe people think that I'm weird or think that Solas is weird. So I was attracted to the way Solas carried himself, and also I was very interested in what he had to say, where other people would make fun of him from being wise or being boring. My Solavellan was always so interested in the Fate and learning more about spirits, and how Solas was so open to spirits and had like a kindness about spirits and demons, and another way of thinking to what the Chantry or humans in Thedas believe. I love flirting with Solas because his flirts are very not straightforward but also straightforward, so when you flirt with him you're like, oh, did you just say that? Say it again. Then Haven got destroyed. You go to Skyhold and you get the intro scene to the Solas romance. By this time I was like, I want to only talk to Solas. And that initiated the Haven Fade romance scene, which was very cute. I had no idea what was going on because I didn't even really understand the Fade, as it was my first Dragon Age playthrough. So I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I like it. And then you have that cute dialogue where Solavellan says, I'm aware of the metaphor. I'm more interested in felt. And then Solas is like, you change everything, in that tone. And Solavellan grabs him for a kiss, in which she goes, oh no, I can't do this. I'm so sorry and embarrassed, and turns away. And then Solas grabs her and kisses her. And then after that, Solas is like in your face, like, wake up. And then I was like, what? And then Solavellan wakes up in her bed, and I had no idea what was going on, but I was like, okay, this is cool. Okay. After the scene in Fade Haven, if you go and talk to Solas, you get his personal quest, All New, Faded for Her. Great name. Is that about Mythal? I hope so. But in this quest, we see a side to Solas that is more aggressive, more desperate. He seems more like the tales of the Dreadwolf that we have heard. He's willing to kill the mages if the Inquisitor doesn't step in. But you also see his thoughtfulness and determination for the freedom of spirits, and the sadness for those who have been binded and hurt in the process. And at the end of this quest, if you choose the right dialogue, Solavellan can say to Solas, if you need anything, I'm here for you. To which Solas gives a slight smirk, almost like he's surprised that someone actually cares about this and him. And as you do in Bioware games, you move on to I love yous very quickly. You talk to Solas after that, and you get the lock-in scene on the balcony, which is a very beautiful moment between Solas and Solavellan, in which Solas realizes that Solavellan is special, not just because of her mark, and they share a kiss, and then Solas walks away after saying I love you and leaves Solavellan on the balcony, and Solavellan's like, that was nice, and Solas is like just walking away like, I did that. I always bring Solas to the Winter Palace even if I'm not romancing him, just for the way that Gareth delivers that line that makes all the Solavellans gasp. But you also get a scene, as you do with all the other companions that you can romance, where Solas and Solavellan share either a dance, or you can just leave, or you can have the keep me company option. But replaying that scene is always so sad, because one of the dialogue options is something like Solas says the worst is yet to come, or more pain is yet to come, and romancing Solas, you're just like, no! Why would you say that? But the whole time in the Solas romance, he is like giving you hints that this may not work out. So then comes the best part of the game, after what Pride had wrought, where you learn about the Dreadwolf and the Elven Gods, and then you go speak to Solas. If you drank from the well, he's very angry at you, and he's like, why did you do this? But then he's also like, oh well. But I don't think my Solavellan drank from the well from the first playthrough. So they go to Crestwood, and Solas looks like he's going to confess his love for Solavellan, and you're like, oh, how cute, this is very romantic and very beautiful. And then Solas tells you, we can't do this anymore. And I was like, what? By this time, again, I was so into their romance that I was pushing through the game and not worrying about any side quests and not even going to any areas. It was just like a Solas romance game for me. And I just wanted to see what happened in the end. But I remember being so confused and upset. I ran out and came out to my parents and said, my boyfriend just broke up with me. And I was so like upset and confused and in shock. And they were just like, what? And I was like, oh, you guys don't understand. And I ran back in my room and obviously went over and replayed that scene again and again and again. I'm like, I can't believe this happened. I just wanted them to live happily ever after. Then afterwards you can talk to Solas, and he said that he's going to explain everything after we defeat Corypheus. So I'm like, I guess I gotta like go through the game even faster now. Do not worry about everything. Just finish the game to talk to Solas. So I did that, and Solas leaves, and I was just like, what? You said you were going to tell me everything. I was so invested, and I was so angry, pissed off, but I loved it. I loved every second of it, and it really drew me in to their romance. But then you have the after party where Solavellan is alone and she's out on the balcony, and it's kind of like an inspirational scene depending on whether like you broke up with Solas maybe and you didn't move on, or you're angry at Solas, or you still have hope for their romance. And then you get the end of the main game credits, and you get the revelation of Solas being the Dreadwolf. And me, I was like, Dreadwolf, I've heard of that. Wait. And then I just got really excited, like, oh my god, I'm romancing an elven god. That was like it for me. I was like, okay, my obsession is in. I'm ready to fangirl about this for the next few years. So after that came the period of Jaws of Hacken and the Descent DLCs. We also got news of Trespasser and Solas maybe coming back, and that's all I was looking after. I actually filmed a video before even doing YouTube, and this was just for myself, of me talking about how excited I was. I wish I could find it, about Solavellan and what's gonna happen maybe. And I wasn't even planning to upload it to YouTube. I was just so excited. I'm like, I need to film myself talking about this.
Of my prediction for Trespasser, because I'm really excited and really scared. I imagine they don't show Solas till the end, and we probably don't get many answers, and my Solavellan will be really sad.
And it also came a period of time where I just fell deep into so many fan fictions, and I spent so many nights just up reading them and being so excited, looking forward to the next chapter. And there were so many amazing talented writers out there who created different universes and alternative realities, and I just loved it all. And it's very happy memories of my life. Also stalking the Bioware Solas forums, and one time I actually did get the courage to post, because it's a bit of kind of weird, but I knew everyone's names because I spent like a year following everyone, and one time I posted and then I'm like, oh my god, why did I say something? I was so scared, but it was just so much fun. And I also created Solas fan accounts, and it was just like the days of being obsessed with Tom Hiddleston and Doctor Who, and I was just, it links me to so many people, and being able to share our love for this game. It was a lot of happy memories. Then the Trespasser DLC trailer released, and then at the end you have Solas saying, I suspect you have questions. And I remember being so excited. I was like, ah, like crying, and just, I couldn't believe it was him. And I was like, I'm so excited to see, like, are they gonna mention the romance? You of course get companions mentioning Solas, and you're just like, oh, damn it. But you're also like, thank you for recognizing what happened. You get to the end of Trespasser and you finally confront Solas, and I'm so thankful that they took the time to make different versions of Solas talking to someone who might have a negative approval, or someone who has a friendship approval, or a romance. Like the romance, the subtle details in Solas's face when he's talking to Solavellan.
It hurts. The Dread Wolf inspired everything hurts.
Two of my favorite dialogue options in the first scene talking to Solas is the scene where Solas says, what's the old Dalish curse? May the Dread Wolf take you. And Solavellan looks down and goes, and so he did.
You're Abelas for now.
It hurts.
Tell Abelas if you can.
And I love that they said that, because that was always obviously funny. The other option that I really like is the angry option, because you have Solavellan speaking in Elvish, which I always want elves to speak more in their language, and you just see the sadness in Solas's face as they come closer together. Solas then reveals his plans of tearing down the veil and the possible destruction or change of Thedas, and Solavellan can either agree to go with Solas or say, don't make me stop you. Both are such like powerful, sad options, because like Solavellan, at least in what I say Solavellan feels like, she wants to go with Solas to try and change his mind. But then if you choose that don't make me stop you, it's like, I don't know, I love you, but I can't let you do this. It's so good. And then you get the final option of choosing to save or go after Solas, or try and kill him. And of course I pick save, and you have that whole funny kissing scene, which looks a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure if this has already been answered, but in the kiss scene here, Solas's eyes glow when kissing Solavellan, and does that mean something? Because in the friendly or rivalry options, Solas's eyes doesn't glow when he removes the anchor. So I don't know if this is just something they put in there to make the scene look special. Maybe he's like removing the pain, or does it actually mean something, and did he like do something there that may show up in later games? Probably not, but I love connections, so please, yes. It's also, you can see like the pain on Solas's face as he leaves you again, while you're sitting there as your arms being melted away, and Solavellan's like, what? Again? But I guess it had to happen because Solavellan can't go with him, just like Morrigan. But it also sets up a potential future where we could see two different variations of Solas, where he may have romanced the Inquisitor, or if he doesn't, or if he didn't like the Inquisitor. It'd be so cool if they included those versions of Solas when mentioning the Inquisitor. I would love for there to be a scene where the Inquisitor comes back, especially if you romance Solas. I mean, come on, like, it would be so perfect, and it would make their romance something special, you know. For Solavellan to never see Solas again after what happened, it doesn't feel right. But not everyone romanced Solas. People will be playing this game new, but you can still put it in there. Just put it in there. but we'll see, I guess. So if you're having a hard time and want an escape into a romance which may be silly, fun, cute, Disney-like, or even just a normal romance, there are many of them in the Dragon Age series. Or, like me, you can get your heart absolutely shattered and you can't stop thinking about them for many years to come in the best way possible. The best thing though is replaying the Dragon Age series, and whenever they mention the Dreadwolf, you just go, it's my boyfriend. So to end the video, may the Dreadwolf take you. Or me.